My name is David, and welcome back to Raw Conversation. And with me today, I've got my co-host, Anton. Hi, Anton.
Hi, David. Hi, Raw Materials.
And then today with us, we've got Queenie back on the show. Hi, Queenie.
Hi, David.
So
Hi.
before we dive into the conversation for today, I'd like to ask you, how's life in America? Because you've been flying all around the world, business class, first class.
We've been
And
seeing
then-
the pictures.
Yeah, we've been seeing the pictures and videos and all that. Yeah.
Fake life, fake life.
That one is not fake. You were on
I'm
the
all
plane.
fake it.
Fake
You were on the
life.
plane.
Fake,
You saw
fake it till you
fake-
make it.
fake
You
it till you
never
make
know.
it.
It's fake life, please.
I'm gonna miss everyone the fake cam now. You better say now it's in the
Let's
rain
go
now.
and do it.
It's just fake life. Just don't follow me. Just fake life. Don't worry.
So, wait, what was the fake like? Was it that you were not on first class?
Yeah, I mean,
which one?
Maybe as an economist, real life.
no, was it that you were an economy seat and then you went to first class when you landed to take a
I don't
picture?
know. I just
no?
woke up and I saw myself there.
I woke up and then you Bugatti. Okay, that one saved this, right? All right, let's go straight to the topic of the day, and we want to talk a bit about domestic violence. And this time around, we're not just talking about. I mean, everyone knows it. Everyone says it is obvious everywhere that um, domestic violence. Most people think it's actually on the ladies' side, but however, so many men are going through this situation. So, straight up, Queen, what's your take on domestic violence in men?
Yeah. So,
Knowing full well that you're a lady advocate.
yeah, I know. That's what I wanted to say. I'm trying not to be so biased, being that some people think I'm a feminist, which I'm not really a feminist. I'm just someone who stands for the truth and equity for women. But actually, through my interaction with a lot of ladies, I've noticed that sometimes women cry the victim, and men are not built to talk about their problems. So men are always keeping stuff in their heart. So most times women are the ones who abuse the men. Like aside from verbal violence, which of course we win award for that, but they also get physical as well with the men. So it actually does happen.
All right, great. And so, being a counselor and the capacity at which you serve, what's your take on domestic violence in men? I mean, I think you and I were in the conversation when one of our friends said, "Oh, his ex-girlfriend used to slap him."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's real. I think it's one of the underreported cases. Maybe after rape, a lot of people don't speak up, and it's not because they can't speak up. It's just that it's very embarrassing. I mean, growing up, I used to have this uncle who, his wife would beat him to stupor.
Oh.
Right? You know the kind of beating that you land in the hospital, right? With your head broken and those kind of things. But whenever you're around him, he will try to
Cover it up.
cover
yeah.
it up. Oh, I had an accident. What kind of accident did you have in the house, in the kitchen, right? But it's happening, but people can't speak up.
But why was still in the marriage? Is
let me
man
even-
is
let
man
me
of the
even-
house, so why was still in the marriage?
And if you look at it, how many agencies do we have that men can go to tell them that my wife is abusing me?
Even if you can go as a man, you won't go the report say my wife slapped me yesterday. My wife said make I go not to corner.
So it's as if the society is saying it's okay for it to happen to the man, but it's not okay for it to happen to the woman. That's how I see it. That hey, you know what? We have thousands and thousands of agencies for the women protecting the right of the women and all, which is great, fantastic. But when it comes to the men, it's as if you just need to stomach it. So they are unable to talk. They either start looking for ways to express themselves through alcohol and all, and then it becomes a problem.
I'm going to explain this real quick. Being one of the lawyers that advocate for people going through stuff like this, can you share one example or story of where a man has actually been abused and is probably seeking for justice? Has there been any?
Yeah, I've met a couple of men, maybe when I go through divorce cases, but guess what? They don't want to talk about it because, like PH rightly said, it's actually a shame. You know, men are egocentric. So imagine going to tell your guys, like, oh, mom, my wife beats me. Like, how does it sound? It doesn't just sound cool. Or my girlfriend was beating me up. So basically, men are ashamed to talk about it. But I've actually dealt with a couple of clients who actually come up to, like, that was one of their reasons for divorce, but they never really wanted to
Share that part of the
share that
story.
part. Yeah, they just tell me like on a personal basis, but they don't want it to be like one of the reasons for
Okay.
the divorce or the
Real
separation.
quick. So when we speak about abuse in this case, what form of abuse are we talking about?
All formal.
Apart from the physical one. Yeah.
All formal. Hey, Verbal abuse.
Women will win award for that one.
Hey.
Women can talk though.
Do you want to speak up about it?
So the truth is, like, because we don't have energy to fight, we are not physically strong, but God bless us with
somehow.
mouths. So women are more like, okay, let me just give an example. I think I've been in a scenario, yeah. Sometimes we're very provocative. So I have this thing. I used to date this guy, like, I hate it when we have issues and want to talk about it. Men like walking away. I don't know when there's an issue. I hate it when you just have to walk away, like.
So would you rather he stays there and says something you will regret for the rest of your life?
Exactly. I had to learn the hard way. So I don't know. Like, so this day I almost got into a physical fight because I was like, he did something wrong. I'm like, yo, let's talk about it. I like to iron things out, and he just took his car keys and wanted to go out. This was very late, and in my head I was like, what if he dies? What if he has an accident? So I was like, I went to lock the door, and you know, that is something, that's provocation.
Yeah.
I went to lock the door and I took the key. I'm like, you can't go. And now tempers are high, so when people are upset, I should have just allowed him to go.
Yeah.
But maybe he will calm down because that was wrong. I think it just that the guy had self-control, because that day maybe he would have slapped the demon out of me. And I actually locked the door. I was like, no, you're going.
So you agree? Say to the
Yeah.
camera that you actually provocated him.
Yeah, that's provocation.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I think women do that a lot, and even from my friends as well. But we don't know we provoke. Like, most times we always cry the victim, but remember, we are dealing with human beings and emotions. So most times women are very provocative, and then issues, sometimes we say very annoying words, you know.
But let me ask. So what are the red flags? You know, we talk about red flags from the point of women look out for this for the men. How do I know that this my wife would one day land me one dirty slap in front of
Because oftentimes
in front of my family?
Because oftentimes what we look at is people say, oh, look out for the red flags in the men,
Yeah.
but not the other way around. Actually,
No, they actually say
When they
no
won't
for
talk
the
about red
woman.
flag for the women, they say, well, maybe she doesn't cook well, which to me is not.
I
very
mean,
important.
cooking
That's-
is not. Yeah, it's very basic.
There are other things
Yeah.
that we need to look out for. So how do I know that this lady, her name is, I almost called someone.
Yeah.
Thank God. You called the name.
Go and go for it. Don't worry. Answer the questions.
Okay, so basically, I think women deal with a lot of anger and emotions. Generally, now I'm not trying to support women, but I think because we are hormonal, so we have time in our cycle.
You
where
see,
we are what?
you see.
men don't have hormonal issues. People don't have a womb. We have a womb.
We have what?
So you guys don't know. So there's issues like PCOS can mess you up. There's PMS, premenstrual.
Morning messes up a
premenstrual
guy's head
syndrome.
also. So
Yeah,
many
but
things
it's
messes up
different.
our head.
God created us in that manner. So sometimes, before your period, I'm very, very irritated. Everything will just be getting you so mad. Like, someone says hi to you, you want to slap the
Even men
person.
say before ejaculation.
It doesn't work like that.
No. As in, see, it's like saying I act like this because I'm a Leo. Like, what?
No.
I almost
This
said,
one is
the-
different.
I
I'm serious,
mean,
though.
like-
you need a medical doctor to actually educate you. So
See,
because
I agree that you
light
women
is
go.
not being
No, Queenie,
shared.
I agree
But
that you
it's not an
guys go.
excuse,
I agree that
though.
you guys go through a lot. Now you go through a lot through your body, your hormones, everything you've said. I agree with you. I do not
But there's
downplay that.
nothing that should justify you
But
being abusive.
see,
No,
exactly,
abusive.
it's
That's
not
why
a
I said-
reason to be
that's why I
abusive.
said, women can get into moods, but that's why I said it's not an excuse to abuse
But
anyone.
how do I know? So do I
So-
say, you know what? Let me check your medical. You know, you're talking about.
You're talking about you're saying about checking mental health.
No, because okay, let me tell you, I feel that is where you get to know when you talk about red flags. So now this is how you get to know if this girl is going to be a good wife or a good girlfriend. So how does she communicate? Like, I know how to communicate. I always tell my partner, okay, see, before my period or before this time, I'm a bit very irritating. Like, that's how you can talk to me and I'll just be having mood swings, communicate. And that's why men need to be more empathetic, like show emotions. Like, so if I tell you, oh, I'm having mood swings, you kind of know like she's not in that mood for those things. And then, but that's not an excuse. So the men should show more compassion and the
No,
women
see,
should actually...
Queen,
Now,
you
so-
are always an advocate for women.
You see, at the end of the day, she found a way back to take it back to the women.
I didn't tell you guys if I'm
So
giving you
so
advocates.
so
I'm
what
advocate for
she's just
women.
done right now is she's blaming the men
that
for
we
the
should know
things
how
that
to
the women are
communicate
doing. I
during
mean,
No, the women should know how to
during their heat
communicate.
period.
No, but I said the women. So I feel like how you should know for a woman, if you know, because you know we have all these things, communicate to your partner how you want to be loved or what's going on with you. I don't feel that is a reason for you to be abusive, because I think mood swings, I learned something about mood swings. I used to suffer a lot of mood swings back then when I was much younger. And one of my auntie told me, she said, you make everyone uncomfortable around you because of one thing you do. You don't know you have affected every other person's life because of your mood swing. So I actually learned the hard way. I was like, oh my God, I need to work on this.
Queen, I have a question for you. This one is on that dimension.
Okay.
And you must answer it. So would you consider BDSM in marriage? When your partner, you did not see that coming. When your partner says, no, I don't like it, that's not my thing, and you think, this is my thing, and then you force it on your wife or your partner, either your husband or your wife, would you consider that as abusive?
Oh my God.
No, wait. So if BDSM in marriage, you're saying that, does she consider that abusive?
Yes.
Yeah, because if one partner doesn't want it.
One partner doesn't want it,
okay.
but that partner is
Okay,
either
go for
forced
it.
to do it or...
You can't force anyone to do it. Sex should be consensual, number one. So if the person is not wired in that manner, then you force the person, then that's rape.
No, so maybe not force.
No, maybe not for. So this, see, let's not lie. Let's say it the way it is. This is raw conversation. I'm not going to act like, hey, we're in church or we're in one holy court and we've sworn with Bible or something or Quran to say, I'll say the truth or not the truth. If they happen, guy, your wife don't tire, but you won't knock, you won't do, and then you become persuasive, and the girl just say, you know what, I'm not in the mood, but you know what, it's alright, go for it, but you do all the work. Let's not lie. As a guy, everybody it don't happen.
Talked about BDSM.
No, wait now. The fact that she was not in the mood,
but she
just gave in because she wanted to satisfy the guy.
Yeah.
It's still against her will, but she just had to do it.
Uh-huh.
Does that make it wrong or right?
It doesn't make it wrong because even she too sometimes can want, and then the guy is not
exactly.
In the mood,
so if the guy is in the mood for BDSM and she's really tired, she's not in the mood, she had to give him just.
Let me just tell you, when you say
is
BDSM, Sha, let me tell you what comes to my mind now is dollars, but just continue. No, I don't know why.
BDSM is totally different because there's force and it's actually painful, and there's physical violence in the name of lovemaking. Hell no. And some of us don't like pain. You can't actually come and be choking me. I want to kill me in the name of I want to
choke me, daddy. Choke me, daddy.
Oh God, not do. So you
choke
should
me, daddy.
communicate with your partner before when you guys are dating. Like, I like this kind of thing. Let the person know. Okay, maybe I want to learn if she likes you. But you can't just force it on me. Wake up one day, my partner comes home. Hey, babe, today we are going to try. I'm going to choke you and tie you. Like, wait till happen now. Not do it. No.
We've had this conversation before. Before we move on to the next topic, I just want Queen's opinion on this. What's your take on sex toys in marriage?
Okay, sex toys should be allowed in marriage.
Okay, that's it. I don't want any more answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on, we'll want to talk real quick about narcissism. Yeah, and basically we want to know what's your view about narcissist. Basically, what do you think? What's your standard about it? I mean, so many people don't even know that they are narcissist, and it just happens, just plays out. But then, what's your take on that?
Sure. Narcissism is actually a mental condition, like how we have bipolar.
I need you to speak up.
Yeah, how we have bipolar disorder, we have PTSD, we have depression, we have all kinds of mental illness. So narcissism is actually, they call it NPD, there's narcissistic border personality, and it's actually a mental issue. And then some people have traits of it, some people have borderline, or some people have like full narcissist. So it could narcissism starts from childhood. It's actually a medical condition, like I said. It actually starts from when your babies, because babies are actually narcissists because they want attention. They don't care if you're tired. They want food. They just be crying and look for all ways to manipulate you. So most times, last kids, only children, very spoiled kids have that attribute, or children who actually don't have enough love and empathy from their parents, they kind of had to raise themselves. So that's the people they call day streets. Like, they're very hardened, so they don't have empathy. So narcissists are people who, they don't really have emotions. They're very selfish. So it could happen to both a woman or a man. And many people, because we don't really go for a mental evaluation, which I feel should actually be part of medical marriage requirements now, because it's actually a very serious issue. Many people don't even know if they're bipolar. Some people don't even know why they do certain things. So generally, people should go for medical evaluation to know.
And what's your reaction to that?
I agree with her. I had a question, but...
Go for it.
No, so my question is, how do I know if I am dating a narcissist or if I am one? How do I know? Because, sometimes you think that they should know, but it's not obvious to them. So it's it's a flaw where
Yeah.
they just tell themselves the lie. They want to believe that, oh, I'm just this kind of way, but they don't understand me. Meanwhile, they are full-blown narcissists. So how do I know if I'm one or if I'm dating one?
Okay.
Just give me scenarios.
So basically, recently, we didn't know, all of us, we are getting, because of the social media age now that we can Google and find out all these things. We didn't know it back then as Africans and Nigerians. So the truth is, like, here, if you start seeing, and maybe if 5 people say a certain thing about you, someone should stop justifying this high. If you have a bad attitude, correct it. Stop justifying, I'm tired, is this how I was made of. You cannot be made of bad attitude if you keep making everybody upset. Like, try and check, okay, why do I behave in this certain manner? And then if 5 people should tell you, or like more than one person should tell you, just kind of figure out. Sometimes you can actually go on Google, or you decide like, okay, I want to know, start finding the reasons. And now, like I said, there's mental health. Mental health is not just about depression. That's why we're trying to encourage therapists and counseling. You can see someone who is actually equipped to teach you, like, okay, I have these issues. Why do I behave in this certain manner? But how many people are willing to even accept? Because acceptance is the first way of even recognizing you have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what if you're already in it with a narcissist? How do
So
you...
if you start seeing the trace, if you know much about it,
No, so this is for someone who is already in it. You're married to this person.
Yeah.
narcissists don't change. Either you divorce them or you go seek medical help for them, because they don't change. You will hate your life. Narcissists could make you die. You will die young, literally. So if you see those traces, you really like this person, 2 things. Either you have to find a way where you guys can go for counseling and get a therapist, because it is a medical condition.
Yeah.
And if the person is willing. Because narcissism, like I said, it's a mental health issue. They don't change. They're very selfish, very arrogant, and
Very
then
manipulative.
gaslighting. So most players are men who actually are womanizers. Chronic ones are actually narcissists. Women who are, I don't know, do they call women womanizers or
Menizer.
to be honest, I don't know. But like, because they're actually dealing with loneliness. So when you see a guy like, oh, bad guy, that has so many women, they are lonely. So literally, they try to fill in all the spaces. Like, they try to find all these things, like maybe different women to fill in this emptiness they have, because they can never be satisfied.
Yeah.
So that's actually one of the major traces with narcissism. And when they have that person, what do? They gaslight you. In the beginning, they'll bomb you and gaslight you later. And then at the point, they move to the next person. It's like they need someone to give them value.
Love bombing.
Yeah, so I'm going to go straight into love
Yeah.
bombing straight, yeah. And I want Ansom to take this one first.
Yeah.
Being a religious leader,
Uh-huh.
you
That title,
you usually advise, okay, people try and get married. Oh, sister Janet meets brother
Why is it, brother?
John, and all of that. And then brother John has seen that almost Janet has potential. She works in oil and gas. She's doing pretty well. She's curvy. She's fine. She's also religious. She's a worker in church. So she literally ticks all the boxes for brother John. And then brother John begins to put so much energy into it. But along the line,
he's working hard.
is working hard. But along the line, brother John fades away. And when Star Janet is complaining, then brother John comes back and says, you know, I'm in love with you again. I want all of this. I'm sorry. And all of that. What's your take?
I think it's manipulative. And what I would say is, I've said it before, but let me just say it again. If a guy comes to you and the first thing is throwing at you is marriage, just be very careful, right? If the very first conversation is, I want to marry you, you're my life, I've seen visions, it shows 2 things. Even if you've seen visions, right, it shows very low emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Because you're putting a lot of pressure on the lady from the get-go, the first conversation. Can't you just enjoy the friendship, build from it? Why go straight up to say, I want to, you just bomb the person with all the information, I love you, I do this. No, that's not how it works, right? You build on it. You can't, there's a legal thing called a lawyer say, it says you can't build on nothing and expect it to stand.
Yeah.
So you need to build on something. And then when you see that, a lot of times, let me tell you, and this is the truth, guys love the chase. They love the chase. They appreciate the chase. Women need to learn how to help the guys enjoy the chase. No, it's true.
How
because
does that
sometimes,
work?
no,
No,
because sometimes, let me tell you.
I agree with you that men, we do love the chase. Like, we love the
there needs to-
process.
there's a tact to that chase. You don't want to become too hard to get, right? But you don't want to be too easy to get as well.
Like, yeah, I
So you
mean,
need to
like, swing it, yeah. Yeah,
So
swing
you
it. I remember the word swing
yeah,
it. Yeah, swing
you
it.
swing it. No, not in this context.
So when I think about men, I feel like So when people feel like not like women are players, like when because we know guys like the chase.
No,
men
those
are
are not
hunters.
women are players. Some women are
Some women,
players.
so it's
Yeah, I
like
agree.
men are hunters. So most times, too, what I've come to learn right now in this stage of my life is like men are hunters. They like to chase. So sometimes we just keep them there, like keep chasing because you never take them serious. Because that's the only way you can actually keep them on their toes. Because the moment you start trying to reciprocate that feelings, fam, the man start acting like someone who.
That's why you say you swing it. You
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah, just
The-
small,
the-
give me
when you
small
keep using the
niceness.
word swinging, it's something else I'm
Small,
thinking
don't be
about.
nice. Don't be too nice. Like just because men like that chase, as in literally, that's what
Yeah.
I've noticed. Yeah.
All right, great. So the last part of this conversation will be breadcrumbing. I want us to spend like a minute or two to talk about that. No, we spoke about that already, right? We spoke about love bombing already, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
love bombing.
Yes, let's talk about breadcrumbing. So what's your take? Queen.
Queenette?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's what we call Gen Z people. I'm a millennial, so I can't be, but you guys call it situationship. So literally, the guy, you don't even know what you're doing with this guy, but he likes you and you like him. And some people are even doing the having coitus. I don't know. So the guy's actually.
No way. What are they doing in situationship if it's not for sex?
That's
so,
what I said. They're
so
having
what's
coitus.
exactly? So what's
So,
situationship for if it's not for sex?
I don't
Anyways,
know what the situationship is for. So I'm just saying. So basically, what happens is like today is hot and cold.
yeah.
So he gives you a little bit of attention so that you don't go. He doesn't want you to go. He likes the feeling you give to him. He doesn't want you to go, but he doesn't want to be committed. So you're just like, you don't even know if you have a boyfriend or you don't, because the moment he sees you're pulling out or you're kind of leaving him, he now gives you attention. Hey, babe, how are you? I miss you. Do you care for a drink or let's hang out? The next minute you give him attention. Next minute your guy will ghost you again. Like, so that's what they call breadcrumbing. So you just give him
Do you have an experience in that?
They don't ghost me before now. That's normal. I've been ghosted, but now I can never be
But you
ghosted
said don't
again.
ghost.
I'm a pro now. No one can ghost me. I'll
Shit,
ghost you
but
before
that's-
you start.
It's okay.
Don't worry.
Answer
Yeah.
over to you.
I think it's not dignifying to put yourself in that situation.
Don't sound like a pastor right now.
No. It's not.
Don't.
Let me tell you why. When you talk about breadcrumbing, I just see it as you trying to get a rat into the cage. Right, so you give one, you drop here, you move here, you give the rats, and then the rats keep chasing the crumbs, right? But what you want is you want to be in that state where the relationship is dignifying in terms of you know what you want and you come all out to get what you want.
But what if both of them? I mean, the guy could be the one doing all of what you've described right now. But what if the girl is also enjoying it? Maybe,
Both of them, they're not.
They're not
She's
ready.
enjoying being giving that bread.
yeah. Some people like it. Some people like.
That's why I say they need to be. See, the relationship needs to be dignified.
In Gen Z's or Gen Z's, like
No, let's not.
Is
Let's
it
not.
Gen
It's just they
Z's?
don't know
Let's
what they
not.
want.
Let's not even blame it on Gen Z.
No,
Some
but
millennials are doing
No,
it. Some
but
alpha.
but this
Is
is the
alpha
new-
up to that age
because
yet?
not
Alpha is
me.
not up to that
For
age
me,
yet.
I feel anyone who is 30 and above, like you get to a certain stage in life, my head is full of work. I don't have time. I think I'm
Exactly.
making
That-
money
See, this
all
is
the
it.
freaking time.
No. That is you. You're thinking of making money. Have you met so many CEOs on Instagram that have nothing doing? They come to the gym with ring lights.
What
They are
CEO? What CEO? Like
That's-
proper, like Instagram CEO or real CEOs?
Instagram CEO now, the ones that they see.
Makeup as I'm
Hey, do you understand?
I'm begging.
Exactly my
That's
point.
not
They will come for you.
Yeah, so they don't come. When they talk about everyone is a CEO, well,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
no actually shading to anyone,
Yeah.
but the truth is like, I personally, I don't feel anybody at this time. If you actually ghost me, you're talking to me and giving me all this attention and whatever. If I just see you're not coming forward and maybe I message you like, are you okay? I'll just block you and move on.
Because
Like,
just
no
think about
time.
it. Why would you want to be in that
Exactly.
situation where the guy or the lady can't give you the best of themselves at all times?
Exactly.
If
That's
you're just
too much
giving me
time
little and
wasted.
little and little.
I'm meant to do it. Some guys, like literally, I'm even in that situation. Like the guy, like he doesn't want me to go there. When I post a picture of someone,
Did you say you're in the situation?
I'm in that kind of situation right
Okay,
now. Like
tell us about
literally,
it.
The guy's like, he was like, of course, when he met me, he gave me all the love bombing. I want to marry you, yada 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 yada. I'm like, fam, calm down. I can't just marry you in less than 3 months. That's too early now. Like, let me get to know you. Then with time, and I said, let me get to understand who you are. He started going down. Of course, it's like a rush when you push champagne, just goes bubbly. The next thing he starts settling down. And then now I'm like, yo, what's going on? Do you still want to marry me? Like, you're not saying anything. He goes, because I need to know. Because I need to know your feeling. He goes,
need to know.
he goes like, right now, I'm just focused on my career. I'm like, well, you're not focused on your career when you're
Mama is focused.
to marry you at that time.
Sadly, I have to cut the story
I'm
short.
like,
We've got to end this
yeah,
show right
so-
now. We've got to end right now for this episode. Thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for thanks for coming, rather. And then, well, for the viewers, you've heard it all. Whatever your decision is, we don't advise you. All your raw materials. Do what you need to do. Do yourself. Thank you for watching the show. My name remains David. Please love. Is it love to say like? Yeah, like, share, subscribe, and yeah, whatever it is, do it. You know already. You know what to do. Yeah,
All right.
booyah.